Live in high definition, this is Wave 3 News.
A hot and sticky day in the metro, and by tonight that could change to severe storms. Good evening, I'm Scott Adkins in for Myra Ansari. So good to have you with us tonight. Let's get right to meteorologist Andy Weingarten. And any chance these storms that are rolling in tonight will rain out evening plans or morning plans tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be anything in the evening, Scott. I think this is going to be a midnight or slightly later event. Things are changing in the forecast a bit as we go through the afternoon, as the risk for severe weather, which was a moderate risk over southern Indiana, has been downgraded a little bit to a slight risk. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but it doesn't seem like things are coming together very quickly yet. We were also a little concerned about getting the heat in here. You know, it was cloudy all morning and it was pretty pleasant, but boy, once that warm front went north of us, the heat came, and here we are at 93 degrees at 6 o'clock. The heat index is in the upper 90s right now. Again, no threat of any storms this evening. There's the radar. It is clean. It is wide open here locally. We'll shift it a little further to the west. You can start to see a cluster of storms in Illinois. A lot of lightning with those storms, but they're not severe. And if they don't develop into severe storms in the next couple of hours, I think our issues will be a little less of a problem as we go into the midnight hour. I think we'll still see the storms. You'll get some noise. We'll see about the severe weather potential. But we'll talk about all this and give you the complete forecast coming up in a few minutes. Scott?
We'll look forward to that, Andy, and we'll keep you updated on air this evening and online. We're always updating the Wave 3 weather blog on the Wave 3 weather page at wave3.com, and you can do so safely by sending pics to wave3.com. If you're out and about tonight and you see those storms rolling in, we want to see them too. Also, pay attention to the mobile app, and any watches or warnings will be on that Wave 3 app. It's free to download it if you haven't done so yet. Get right on that. Well, right now the West Louisville Appreciation Festival is wrapping up at Shawnee Park. I just left there, and several members of our Wave 3 News family showed up to meet and greet you, including Wave 3 News reporter Natalia Martinez.
So many families decided to come out. You could see their tents spread throughout the park. Some of them had matching t-shirts. Some of the groups were quite large, like the Love family who was out here with 117 members. The festival was supposed to wrap up at 5, but the fun did not stop. You can hear the band. It hopped up on stage. There were also games for the kids, of course, plenty of food and lots of ice cream. There was also fishing, archery, and bike rides. Such a historic event for a community here at Shawnee Park. Some family members told me that they've been coming here for decades. One lady who I talked to, who turned 95, said that she wouldn't have it any other way at Shawnee Park. Natalia Martinez, Wave 3 News.
Well, in about an hour, a memorial will begin for a teen shot and killed last weekend in an apparent domestic dispute. Classmates and loved ones will gather in about a half hour at the Trimble County Park to remember 16-year-old Carlin Davis. Police say Robert Harmon shot his ex-girlfriend and her 16-year-old niece in Milton. 33-year-old Nikki Davis survived. Much more from that memorial tonight on Wave 3 News at 11. Shot and killed on his front porch 2 decades ago, celebrating his 21st birthday. Well, tonight there was a fundraiser in honor of a former UK football player. The Trent DeJuro Polo fundraiser in Prospect included horses, tailgating, and a lot of family-friendly fun. For the last 18 years, Trent's family was given $2,500 scholarships to student athletes in his memory, helping pay the way for 50 high school seniors so far. Tonight, the U.S. government has shut down its embassy in Libya. Diplomats are being evacuated to neighboring Tunisia as fighting intensifies between rival militias. The State Department says the already reduced staff left the embassy in Tripoli and traveled by road, with American fighter jets providing protection from above. Embassy operations will resume when security improves in Libya. And another olive branch falls in the peace process in the Middle East. Tonight, Hamas says it fired 5 rockets at Israel after rejecting Israel's offer to extend a 12-hour humanitarian ceasefire by another 4 hours. The Palestinian militant group says 2 of the rockets were aimed at Tel Aviv. Police in Israel's second largest city broke up a peace rally attended by several thousand people because of this threat. Well, wage demands on the menu as fast food workers meet in Chicago. They're calling this the Fight for 15. Workers from across the country are trying to raise their wages to $15 an hour. More than 1,300 fast food employees are in Chicago this weekend. They voted to escalate their campaign for union representation by including civil disobedience. Here at home, Homerama provides a snapshot of Kentuckiana's housing market and what's to come. Wave 3 News reporter Gordon Boyd shows us why greener may mean more than thousands of trees at Shakes Run will stay when the subdivision builds out.
Hit Homerama its last weekend.
I can take y'all's tickets.
You've a clear mission.
I love all the outdoor living space and some of the really cool big kitchen ideas that kind of move me towards the next 10 years.
2 reasons put Eric and Sarah Douglas into their new move-up home.
Twins.
One house I love because of the 2.5-year-old twins. So the under playhouse area, all the little kid stuff is what really impresses me right now.
The big kid stuff is still here. Master baths the size of bedrooms. Master suites tricked out with tray ceilings. The real change.
A couple years ago, they were just looking at, people looking more at colors and not as much at the design and the functionality of actually looking at living in that home. As they're coming through this year, they're looking at how can I live in this home, or how can you build me a home that I can live in.
Perry Lyons had sold one of his homes before Homerama began, the other a couple days ago.
It is improving because we've sold all the Homerama houses that were sale this year are sold.
From 34 to 4,600 square feet, asking in the high threes to a little more than $600,000.
Curb appeal never goes out of style, but these days it's about more than hiding the utility lines. It's disguising the drainage.
Shakes Run's 4 bioretention swales take runoff from sloped streets. Rock-check dams slow the water flow before it hits the stream. Native plants in sandy soil go fairly deep down.
So water is able to infiltrate and be stored and infiltrate in the ground slowly. So it's not flood-proof, but it does provide some level of flood protection.
That meets MSD's tougher requirements for new developments. And considering...
So not only here, but around the city as well. Just looking at the neighborhood we just moved into, there's a lot of new houses under construction as well.
Interest rates are still low, but banking regulations have changed. It's harder to become qualified for a mortgage.
No question, Homerama spokeswoman Tara Brinkmuller says the greater Louisville market is still off, but considering the brink of 5 years ago, 3 years ago.
People are feeling very positive, and people in the building industry are feeling very positive.
Near Fisherville, Gordon Boyd, Wave 3 News.
Homerama continues Sunday from 1 until 6. That's the last day. And if you don't go, you can still pick up design inspiration by clicking through our slideshow of all those homes and inside on wave3.com. An eclectic neighborhood takes to the streets this weekend to show off its distinct style. That's next. And in order to help children fight cancer, well, these folks didn't mind getting muddy down on the farm. We'll take you there next.
Can you move that ball?
Dawn G spends one long night